If you were with us last week, you know this second episode is going to be filled with gems. This is the Serving Second podcast. And this week we have Karl Phillips from the Secret to Success podcast. Many of you know Eric Thomas and ETA and Associates. Karl was the one who made all of that possible behind the scenes. And we have part 2 of our interview with him today. Join us as we dive in.
And again, I don't know if you want to fact check it, chat GPT it, but I'm telling you from Karl's experience, I have people reaching out to me now saying like, yo, thank you for what you just said on the podcast. Like, yo,
Yeah.
thank you for the call you just did in the community. And I sit now, and I think I wrote it in one of the last chapters of the book, I will go through the entire experience over again 10 times to get back to this point where, and again, don't feel like I'm healed, I'm all the way solved. Like, it's every day, like, God, I need your help today to make sure my thoughts don't go there. I have to put strategies in place. Like, oh, that's not a right thought. Let me call my wife real quick. Hey, this thought, like, I got to put strategies to attack stuff because I'm still Karl. I'm 46 years old. There's a lot of time that program got to develop and, get into my DNA. So I'm not telling people that none of it is easy, but what I'm saying to you is the rewards on the other side make it so worth it. Trust me when I tell you that. Go through it. Whatever it is. It's painful. I understand. But those that are hearing my voice now are so thankful. I do a devotion in the community every day. First of all, let me confess. The devotion is not for other people.
Yeah.
I literally committed like, hey, this is something that I want to do because I want to grow spiritually stronger every single day. So every day I'm going to read a chapter of the Bible. That worked up until Proverbs. Proverbs, you can't read a chapter at a time. You ain't that deep.
Yeah.
So I'm in Proverbs now and I'm doing like a verse at a time, but every day I'll write some devotion. But it's like, hey, God, I'm reading this. And I don't want to just read it as entertainment or read it because I'm Christian or read it because I'm supposed. No. I want to get something out of my life. When I tell you I'm reading and writing my life and I'm putting my story in it. So these same stories that I'm telling you are in the devotion. Like, yo, when Proverbs talked about being proud, this is what I felt and what I did and da-da-da. This is how Eric and da-da-da. That's what I'm writing every single day. People are like, oh my God, this devotion is so right on time. Like one dude told me yesterday, bro, I don't read the Bible. I don't do nothing else. Like your devotions is my connection to God.
Wow.
And I'm like, whoa. But think of it, my devotions and all of that, this book, The Community, came out of that pain that I was experiencing, that discomfort. So I'm challenging everybody, like, we cannot see how it ends. I know it. We can't see how it ends. But the reality is, there's an ending that is going to be more than you can imagine. And I'm not talking about heaven. I know we Christians like, oh, heaven. No, I'm talking about earth. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We don't have to wait on heaven for everything to be perfect. Our job is to create heaven on earth. Until heaven get back here, that's our job. So I'm challenging you to get into the communities, get around people, listen to the podcast, do whatever it is that you need to do to get through whatever you're going through. And I'll say it like this. For some of us, it isn't death. For some of us, it isn't something really traumatic. It's just ourselves, which is probably just as big a task to deal with. Somebody else did something to you, that's tough. But when you got to deal with yourself, like that's something that we got to really, really attack. So I'm challenging people, like, don't just settle, man. We got to really go after this thing because what God has on the other side, I'm telling y'all, your mind is going to be blown. That's his promise.
So, Karl, 2 things I want to ask you. You mentioned you had systems to kind of fight that insecurity, those kind of moments. Just you talked about, I'm reading the devotion every day. What other systems can you kind of share that were practical that have helped you navigate this self-doubt?
So I'm going to read this quote. I'm looking it up now so I don't mess it up. The quote says, and I'll answer the question directly. When we are foolish, we want to conquer the world. When we are wise, we want to conquer ourselves. All right, one more time. When we are foolish, we want to conquer the world. When we are wise, we want to conquer ourselves. So the things that I've done, and this may sound indirect, like this doesn't directly get what you're saying, Karl. I promise you it does. I wake up every day and I complain and I whine to God. That's the start. Every day I'll open my eyes like, number one, God, I'm thankful, but I find myself, whining. And it's crazy, but as I read Psalms, the book of Psalms, I'm like, yo, David whined nonstop. every day, God, my enemies, make sure they don't get me, da, da, da. And I'm saying whining loosely, but he took
Mhm.
all of his, watch this, he took everything to God. But here's the shift that I want people to get. 9% of those Psalms that David wrote, I'm talking about like 50, 60, 70, 80% of it is like, my enemies, they're attacking me. Help me, God. You're not listening. But they end with, God,
Mm.
I trust you. But
Mm.
God, I've seen your deliverance. So my direct
Yes,
answer
sir.
to you is, I start like David. God, are you serious? Why I gotta do this and this and that? But you know what, God? I've seen you work. I know who
Mm.
you are. I trust you. So that's number one. Number two, I make sure you can't lead other people if you can't lead yourself. So I make sure, not every day, but my minimum is 3 times a week, I have some kind of physical exercise. And I try to do it 5 days a week, but I try to have some kind of physical, not try, I have some kind of physical exercise. I'm trying to eliminate the word try from my vocabulary. I have some kind of physical exercise at least 3 days a week. And the reason for that is it's tough. It's hard.
Mm.
But if I can get up and willingly accept that things are difficult and it's not what I want to do, but I do it anyway, that discipline, I tell people there's a level of conviction that I can speak about when I know I've worked out for 2 years, 5 days a week straight, which I just did up until this summer. I kind of flailed a little bit, but there's a level of conviction that I speak with, about working out. My goal is not to become something that you see, a muscular dude. No, my goal is number one, health, but number two, dude, I really can trust myself. I said I was going to do something and I did it. So I want everybody to understand your question you asked me. I'm not dealing with anything else, anybody else. All I'm doing with is I'm building me. So I'm looking at all the areas of my life, my spirituality, my faith. I'll use Jamal's pillars: faith, family, finances, freedom. I just missed one: faith, family, fitness, finance, freedom. Those are the 5 pillars. I'm making sure that every day I'm intentional about doing something in those. Could be something minuscule, but every day I'm doing something. So every day, if I make sure I get that little workout in, dude, I could trust you. I'm building a new set of rules in my mind about who I am. Like, that dude, he works out every day.
Mm.
That dude spends time with God. You ever sit in church and the preacher preaching like, yeah, and y'all need to spend time and read the Bible. I don't want to sit there and say like, yeah, I do that. But I can't, I ain't sitting there feeling guilty like, oh my gosh, yeah, I ain't doing that either. So I'm just really building Carl every single day. In the summers, we in the wintertime now, so I'm not going outside like that. But in the summers, I'll just spend a couple minutes sitting on the grass, laying down on the
Mm.
grass, like grounding, meditating, just breathing, a couple breathing, not long. I'm telling y'all, 5, 10 minutes, nothing deep. Some mornings, I remember one morning I sat out there and I just closed my eyes. Sun comes up. So I'll work out all that first. Sun's coming up, so I could feel the heat of the sun on my body. And I cannot explain to you. I just opened my eyes after a couple of minutes of just breathing. And I remember seeing the sky. And
Mm.
I cannot explain it to another human being. It's just a spiritual thing, probably with God. But I felt so overwhelmed looking at the blue sky. There were no clouds in the sky. Like, and again, the sun was over here. So the sun is, I could feel the warmth closing my eyes, breathing, all that. And then I just opened my eyes slowly. And when I tell you, I just saw blue, that my eyes, no matter which direction I looked, it was just blue, 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 blue. And I just felt like, whoa, God, I see you. God, I
Mm.
see you. So from then till now, like ever so often, God will just do a little thing. My family and I did a mission trip in Kenya a couple months ago. I saw like a triple rainbow. Like, it was small. Like, we were literally whatever. We there, whatever, doing all that. But and at that time again, I'm praying like, God, I need your presence. I need your presence. And I looked up and I saw like a triple rainbow. I was like, what? Tried to take a picture of it. Nothing.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, I'll give you as a real yesterday morning, I'm up early, 3 o'clock, and I'm just like, God, da da da, praying, whatever, got the exercise in, came back upstairs, and I looked out, and when I tell you the sunrise was just like, it was this perfect pink to purple thing, and it was there for about 3 minutes. Eric lives in my neighborhood, so we live literally a couple houses away from each other. I text him like, yo, you see the sunset? He never responded. By the time I looked back from texting, it was gone. So I was like, wait, well, you did that for me. But that wasn't
Wow.
something that like was
Yeah.
I don't know who else got the experience, but I had that moment like, oh, no, 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 that was for me. I look back and it was gone, like gray, cloudy, like, wait, what just happened? Ah, so I'm showing you that every single day now, I am making sure that I set my mind up early before the day starts. Before I can get any of those old paradigms to start rolling again, I started off with here's what I want to put in. Here's what I want to think about. Here are the things that I'm grounded on. Now, because I know my triggers and I'm not scared, I've learned over the years that we did a podcast a couple of weeks ago that was so groundbreaking for me. We were talking about the concept of holding things in. Again, being introverted, like I hold things in. I
Hmm.
don't want to deal with conflict. I'm not sharing with anybody. I'm just going to deal with it on my own. I'm going to take it to God. The thing that came out of that show was there's something though, like, cause I felt like it never bothered me. Like, can you relate to what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm just not going to say nothing. We good. I'm going to forget about it. God got it and we're
Yeah.
good. I promise you, I believe that with all my heart. But then I realize, why is it though that when you do have a tough conversation, you feel better afterward?
Mm.
When you do get, because again, let me just use Eric. There's sometimes we had to have some tough conversations like, yo, this is what I'm feeling. Like I'm seeing what and he's like, really? I never thought that. But this is what I'm feeling. He looked at me one time. I'm giving our relationship up, but he's like, bruh, when it comes to work, you're incredible. When it comes to being a friend, you suck. Point blank to my face.
Wow.
And I'm like,
Wow.
what? And we go back and forth. But I'm saying to you, that conflict, that confrontation, uncomfortable. But after we understood each other in a way that we didn't before, I was like, oh, what he's looking for from me is more friendship. What I'm looking from him
Mm.
is more work. We're talking two
Yeah.
different languages to each other. Like work, I'm all day. Like, let's work, 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 work. He's like, yeah, work, work, work. But what about our relationship? Work is not a
Mm.
substitute. So again, using that as an example, like there are things that I wanted to say to Eric that I felt that I was like, not that deep. But when we were able to talk, it was like, So my point to you is, I've learned that, Karl, when you hold it in, it's not healthy. Your body literally, please hear what I'm saying, y'all. I read something recently, like your mind and your body are one. Most people, like, they don't really make that connection that your mind and your body are one. What you eat physically affects your brain. What you think physically affects your body. So I'm saying that because if I'm not thinking right, I can't be healthy. If there's
Mm.
something, even though I think I'm not thinking about it, my subconscious is, I'm talking about running 400 laps a second in there with all the stuff that's going on and you're not even aware and it's affecting your body. So I'm saying to everybody, you gotta, and let's remove the hard conversation. You just gotta clear stuff up. It's not no hard conversation. Especially if you're in a mutual relationship, we actually want the same thing. Like you and I are doing this
Mm.
podcast, we
Yeah.
actually want the same thing, right? You and I both want people to hear this and get something out of it that helps them to, number one, get closer to God. Number two, get a better experience out of life. Number three, help other people. We both want that. You might want to do it later in the afternoon because you're not a morning person. You see what I'm saying? And these
Absolutely.
little
Yeah.
things come in and they start to conflict. But dude, we care about each other, we love each other, and we want the same goal. We're just looking at it from different perspectives. That's 9 times out of 10. Now, if you're in bad relationships, that's a different thing. But good relationships, we want the same thing. So I'm challenging you. Let's have those conversations because I promise you it'll take a load off of you. So back to your question still, those are all the things that I'm intentionally doing now. I don't keep the thoughts anymore. My wife is like, okay, you sharing too much. Like everything that comes up, like, hey, I just thought about this. She's like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, you're sharing too much. I'm not interested, like whatever, but I know now that I can't keep it in anymore. So I'm actively just attacking the stuff. When 2 or 3 thoughts start lingering that this not taking me in the direction that I want to go. And I'll summarize it with that last part. This is not taking me in the direction that I want to go.
Mm.
The problem with a lot of us is we don't know the direction we want to go. And that's why I needed Eric so badly. That's why I needed CJ so badly. That's why their relationship to me, became almost like a god because I didn't have any direction on my own. That's not a negative thing. Again, little brother, I'm just looking
Mhm.
for them for
Mhm.
everything. So I'm saying a lot of us go through life and we're looking to our boss, our pastor, our spouse, we're looking for direction. And I'm saying to you, that's got to stop. There's got to be something that God put you here for a specific reason. Yes, you're going to help other people. Yes, you're going to lead. You're going to lead in multiple ways. You're going to lead as a leader. You're going to lead as a supporter. There's all kinds of ways to lead. All that's going to happen. But what needs to happen is that you need to pick your North Star in 10 years and 50 years. When I die, I have people in my community write their obituary.
Mm,
Like, what are people gonna say about you when you're gone? You do know it's gonna happen, right? And you do know you don't know when, right? So what do you want people to say? And it's a weird exercise, of course,
mm-hmm.
but I look and again, you go with begin with the end in mind. So I start writing like, man, I want people to tell me how much I felt like I cared about their life. Well, do you care about their life? No, let's start there and work back. When somebody
Yeah, we're
calls you, are you jumping right into work like, hey, yeah, we got to get the thing done, da, da, da? Or are you like, yo, how's your mom? How's your dad? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, be real practical. So I want you to really think about, like, yo, what at my life's end, what is to be said about me? All right, cool. Now, how do I get there?
mm,
Do I want to make a lot of money? If that's your goal, I don't even listen. This is the weird part that people might not agree with. I don't even care what the goal is. I don't care.
mm-hmm.
You just need to have a goal that you're working towards. And now here's the one last part, and then we figure out where it goes after that. The goal is not the goal. I'm gonna
All right.
confuse
Yeah.
everybody. The goal is not the goal. The only goal is growth. That's the only goal. So
Mm,
when we set goals, I want you to set a goal that actually we talk about it from this perspective. I call it the KTW goals. You know what you know you want? Like, I know I can get this. Like, I get paid this much a month. Like, let's just say I'm gonna buy a car. Like, man, my car note could be $300. I get paid $1,500. I could make $300 payment. That's what I know, right? What I think I want, like, yo, I don't want the Ford Focus though. I want the Toyota, whatever. So I think if I do this, I could do that. But you know what I really want? Man, I want a truck. I want a Suburban. I want an
yeah.
Escalade, right? That's what goals are. Goals is like so I want everybody to go to that W, what I really want. And I want you to spend time with that because watch this, your poverty mindset, your exposure, all of that stuff actually now tells you what you want. And that's not what you really want. I want you to go internal and figure out like, what do I really want? And I want you to jot that down. And here's why I say this is deep. I believe that if you're in tune with God, what you really want is what He wants for you. And that's why I say you go
Say it.
inside and don't use social media. Don't use the sermon you heard. No, go inside. And it's like, yo, when life is over, what do I really want said about me? Like, what do I want to have accomplished? I believe those things actually come from God. So it should scare you. It should be like, what? Now, here's the thing. And we hear the cliches all the time. I don't care. We hear all the information and we still don't do anything about it. So I'll say it to you. You shoot for the stars and you might hit the moon. Like
Mm,
that's the concept. As you're growing and planning to get to the stars, I got a guy in the community that set a goal. And again, using this formula, he set a goal to lose 98 pounds.
98.
98 pounds. That's not something that sounds easy. I don't care where you come from. Within, and I don't want to mess up the time frame, but in a couple months, he lost 41 pounds. And
Wow.
when I tell you, you could see it on him physically, his energy, everything. And I'm like, what if you had made your goal 41 pounds? You would have probably hit 20 and nothing would have changed in your life. 20 would actually feel like you got defeated. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying to
Mm,
you. The goal of the goal is not to get the goal. The goal of the goal is to grow. If you get the goal, then pick another one. The goal is always to be growing and getting better because that's what I'm going to sum it up for you. That's really what leadership is. When you
mm,
get better and people are watching you get better, it's personal. I don't have to be a better leader than the next guy. When people see, you just said it, when people see Karl that did not talk on the podcast 10 years ago to Karl sitting here and doing the podcast and probably talking too much. You're not even talking. I'm talking too
no,
much.
I'm letting you run. You can go ahead.
But you see that transformation. It's like that's leadership. He's got to be doing something. Like what is he doing that allowed him to go? Because I saw the growth. My
Yeah.
goal was never to get on here and do a podcast. My goal is, God, when it's done, I want you to look at me and say, well done, Karl. Every video that you edited, every slide presentation that you did, man, I see that you put your heart into that. I can tell you right now, that's what people are going to say. Karl put his heart into his work. They're going to say that. I could die now. I could die 50 years from now. That's going to be said at my funeral from multiple people, right? Why? Because I planned it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
No, man, listen, it's crazy to see just the journey of, like you said, I remember when you did, I don't know, I specifically talked to Eric this time and I was like, I noticed he said, I'm going to allow them to be on the podcast, talking about you and CJ. And I remember your first, your ad, and it was I stutter, and when I speak, I'm just like, sometimes you'll hear it when I talk, and so I'm extremely heightened when it comes to speaking. So I heard you, and this is
Yeah.
I know this guy is nervous, and to see now, like you're doing ads, you got all different types of things going on. To see that growth has been, I just want to affirm you because you could have easily looked at it and say, man, I'm with the world's best speaker, 100, the top motivational speaker in the world. CJ's phenomenal when it comes to those extroverted gifts. And you could have easily like, nah, I'm just going to stick in the background. But you challenged yourself to kind of push past that, or somebody challenged you, or you
Uh-huh.
accepted the challenge and really just kind of come into your own. And what I love is that there was a community waiting for you to
Yep.
hear you say there are people that have purchased my book that understand and connect with my experiences. And like there are people that ride with you, not just, I mean, they love Eric, they love CJ, they love Jamal, but there are people that resonate with who you are and what you bring to the table. And as you grow, other people see that and are like, man, if Carl can do it, then I can do it as well. And that's one of the things I just want to, that I love the idea embodying of serving second. The people that while you may not have the spotlight, there are people that see you and you make a difference. So listen, what is that last thing, that last nugget you can share with those who've been watching this podcast or maybe just tuning in just now and saying, hey, listen, I'm somebody who serves in the background. What is something can Carl share with us to navigate that space?
So I'm smiling because I want to keep it simple for you, like, and I'm gonna use Eric on this, but it's like nobody's coming to save you. Like I can't say any different. Nobody's coming to save you. Like God put everything that you needed before you were born inside of you. Um Jamal and I always joke about this. It's like when you think about how God created everything, like an orange seed has the propensity, the first orange tree was the only orange tree that was ever needed to get oranges on the planet. Like, I want you to, like, please understand what I'm saying. So, God has put gifts, He's put all kinds of stuff inside of you that all we need to do is plant them. Yes, it'll be dark, moist for a little while, but your job is just to grow where you're planted. And I mean grow, like everything that you do. I started taking on tasks that have nothing to do with my role now. Why? No additional money, nothing. God, I want to grow where I'm planted. And I want, now this part, you pray for me on. Pray for me. I want to make sure that when I do it, you know that I did it. That's still a little bit of selfishness that God
Yeah.
got to get out of me. But I'm still like, I hold the stuff that I do with such high regard. God, I want you to be proud of me. You gave everything for me. Like you gave everything you had for me to just have the opportunity to be here. So, God, whatever my hands find to do, I'm not doing it for my boss. I'm not doing it for a paycheck. I'm not doing it for the church. God, I'm doing it because I actually have a responsibility of paying that back to you. So I'm challenging you to shift your perspective now. When you start doing stuff for God, when you start doing stuff because you just love God and you want to do it because, like, yo, my name is on it.
Hmm.
You don't. I'm promising you that you won't go 2 years without some shifts happening in your life. Excellence, it can't stay hidden. It cannot. So I'm telling. Oh, that was it right there. Excellence can't stay hidden. So if you're hiding in the background like I was, then you're just not being excellent. You're not being who God called you to be. So that's the challenge. Excellence cannot stay hidden. It will surface. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Serena Williams. I don't care. It will surface. The world will know your name when you operate in excellence.
Man, I think that's the name of the podcast. Excellent can't be hidden. Family, this is the Serving Singer podcast. Karl Phillips has been with us. Thank you so much. Karl, where can you mention the book? Where can they connect to find the book? Or where can they join your community?
I'm doing
How can they
some
connect with you?
Hey, I'm doing something crazy right now. The book is actually sold out. So I actually have the PDF on the website for free cuz again, I'm doing this for God. Like I
Mm,
need you to hear this story and I need it to impact your life. Guess what? God gonna sign my next paycheck. I'm not worried about selling the book. So you can actually go to movingpastpotential.com, and just literally get the free PDF and it's yours. But all I'm asking you to do is just take it. Don't get caught up in Carl's story. I need you to take it and apply whatever you can get out of it. Like, take these principles about moving past your potential and getting to the point where God can look at you too and say, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant."
Wow, family, that is it. That's the best way to sum up the Serving Second podcast. Thank you for being with us. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with somebody. Let somebody know that you may serve in that background, that second chair role, and let this be a blessing to them. Carl, thank you so much for joining us.
Before you go, sir, I got one more thing to leave people with. We ended, so we ended, y'all. This is the bonus after party. God just gave me this. My daughter has just written a book. She's 11 years old. I don't want to leave y'all without hearing that. And I'm just saying to you, when you grow, my daughter is, I just talked to her this morning. We got to get the edits done and get her website out. My goal is to get it out by Christmas. So just think about this. Like, my experience allowed my daughter and please, when I tell y'all a book, her book is actually bigger than mine. Like, this is mine. Hers right now is 122 it's double spaced, but 122 pages and she reads a lot of Nancy Drew, Mystery, Hardy Boys, that kind of stuff. So it's that kind of stuff. But let's not get caught up on that. I'm showing you that when you grow, nobody's coming to save you or your family. When you grow, my daughter has written her first book and actually has 3 others in the works right now. So like I said, we ended. This is the bonus, the overtime. Please hear what I'm saying. God just told me to make sure I say that.